Hey, what's up, YouTube traders and to the BBT community? This is WilliamH from BearbullTraders.com, and today we are going to talk about the anatomy of a reversal. We're going to talk about the intricacies and the nuances of the setup, how to catch it, how to execute, where to enter, where to put your stop, and how to partial out. And I also get so many questions about how much money I make or lose and what my share sizes are, and honestly, that stuff doesn't matter, but today I am going to talk about share size and share that with you because within an A1 setup, there is such a learning experience that we can maximize our share size based on the stop and how much we're managing on the risk due to the spread and slippage. And that's what I did today. I maximized my share size on a very smart trade and a very safe setup with very little risk. So let's get into this. Okay, a lot of us know what the Robert H. the Great reversal is. Okay, we are going to go into the most depth that I've ever gone into on this, so you can really see exactly how this thing works. Okay, what's really great about this is you can catch a knife with this strategy. Okay, let's look at the 60-minute here. This 60-minute here, it's clearly a big bearish catching a knife, okay? So within the Robert H. the Great reversal, we need to see multiple things happening on multiple time frame, ideally all at once, and ideally in a 1 to 3 minute range, okay? And that is the perfect A1 setup that doesn't happen often, but when it does, that's when we need to maximize. And you could have an A- setup or a B setup where all of these things happen within a few minutes of each other, 5-6 minutes, and it's not picture perfect and clear, because it's really rare to get those picture perfect setups. But today I got it. Okay, so the Robert H. the Great reversal, we need to see basically 3 different time frames. We need the 1 minute, the 15-minute, and the 5-minute. Okay. And then I put on the 2 minutes because a lot of us are using this 2 minutes, and this is addition to the reversal, okay? And now what we want to see in these time frames are, let's look at the highest time frame first. We want to see a new 15-minute high, and ideally it needs to be extended from VWAP, okay? So 15-minute high extended from VWAP. We need the 50 to cross under the 9 and 20 MAs on the 1 minute. And we want to see some sort of setup on the 5-minute, okay? Now this 2 minute, why this was so beautiful is at the exact moment that this 50 was coming in to cross under the 9 and 20, this 50 was coming under the 2 on the 2 minute and under the 9 and 20, okay? So we need to see those 3 things, and don't worry, we're going to get into that much more clear in a sec, okay? But let's first look at the 2 minute because that's what I was staring at when this happened. Let's scroll 1 forward, okay? Right there, that 50 is crossing under the 9 and 20. I see that. There's my indicator to get in, okay? Right here, it opened, the price action opened above the 50, although the 50 hasn't crossed the 9 and 20 yet. I had this indicator and confirmation over here, so I preempted it on this one, okay? Now let's take a look at the 5-minute. What do you guys see on this 5-minute? In this next candle over here is where I enter, because when I pulled up this chart and saw this, I saw right here is a real double bottom. It broke through this double bottom by a few cents, and this is a double bottom going up. We know that stocks move in waves, go back down, and now when I'm seeing this in that 15-minute about to break, which I'll show you in a sec, what do you guys see here? We need a 5-minute setup. How do you guys read this? Remember, we have our double bottom back here. So when I saw this, I was thinking, oh my gosh, this is a flat top wedge. You could call it just a teeny little flag. And then when I saw these 2 candles right here, just a mini little 2 5-minute flag. If it breaks through that, it's going to have momentum. You're going to have the 5-minute traders wanting to buy that up. So I have the 5-minute setup, okay? So now on this 15-minute chart, we'll whip open that 5-minute. On the 15-minute chart, I see this, and look at this. It's going down, no new highs, okay? And if this can break a new high, bam, okay? So within the span of 1 to 2 minutes here, look what happened. The 50 is crossing under the 9 and 20 on the 2. The 50 is crossing under the 9 and 20 on the 1. We have a 5-minute setup and a breakout, which happened at the same exact minute. And then we have the 15-minute high. So that's the 3 things. Whoops. Those are the 3 things you need. And again, they could happen over the course of 3, 4, 5 minutes. And it's just not ideal. But again, you know, a lot of these setups aren't perfect. But when I saw that, everything happening at once, and I just, honestly, I couldn't believe it. I was like, okay, here it is again. I studied this. I've seen this. So this is my A1 setup. This is what I should have been waiting for the entire day. And you know what that confirmation is? I got in right here the instant this closed. Okay? Look at this volume. This proves that I was right. And it's not like me being right. It's me studying the charts and knowing the 1-minute traders. Okay, think about this. Traders from all over the world with all different setups are looking at this. We got 15-minute traders right here. It's breaking out. It gets a new high, so you know what they're thinking. We got the double bottom people here on the 5. Made this double bottom. We think that might be the momentum. It might hold and go up. You know, if a double bottom means that it's going to go up to view app and potentially beyond. It's not going to do a little bit of move and then come back if it's a real double bottom. And then we got the 2-minute traders seeing this, the 50 crossing under the 9 and 20. So now the resistance, look at this resistance, is now becoming support and starting to swoop up. Then we got the 1-minute traders all over the world seeing this, the 50 swooping down again, the MA is crossed right here. All of these signs are bullish. So on every single time frame, we are getting some sort of confirmation, okay, for this setup, okay? So then here is the beautiful thing about this. When this works, the 50 on the 1 or the 2 is your stop, okay? So it's a very, very tight stop, okay? It's just crystal clear where you put your stop. You enter as soon as the price action goes above the MAs. When the price action, a 15-minute breaks and a 5-minute setup breaks, again, all happening at once, you enter in right away. So your stop is the 50, but in this case, here is about share size, guys. So because my stop is so tight, because Hertz it was a 1 to 3 cent spread, and so if I go heavy, I'm not instantly down. Like if I go heavy on Etsy or something, I'm instantly down 10 to 20 cents, and it can gap down instantly again for another 10, 20 cents. So I can be down 40 cents in 1 second. For this stock, it doesn't do that, okay? No slippage, a 1 to 2 cent spread. Okay, so here's why I'm going to be talking about share size for that. Because when I see a picture perfect setup, when I see that there's no spread on a stock that can potentially run, I am going to go heavy, okay? So I had this Etsy trade in between there when I was looking at this. See, that was a small one, but I bought 4,000 shares of this. And my stop was very, very tight. It actually, in this case, because I was so heavy, it wasn't the 50. In this case, I put it on a 1-minute low, okay? That's what I did. So my first order right here, you can see the time. It was 2,000 shares total. And then when I saw that it was holding, I added 1,000, another 1,000 for 4,000 total. So what this looks like is I see this right here. I see the volume coming in with everything we talked about. And then I see no new 1-minute low. So I buy up again right there when it made a new 1-minute high, and it went back down, so I bought some more. And then right here, another one. I bought 1,000 shares for the total of 4,000. So now, if my stop is a new 1-minute low, then my partial is a new 1-minute low. That's what I'm looking at for this. I am in a pretty heavy, okay? So this was tough to hold. So if we just scroll through, if you guys, let's pull this up on the 1. There's no new 1-minute low, okay? This low is 0.73. This low is 0.73. No new 1-minute low. And after that happens, watch this. The volume just piles in right there. Okay, no new 1-minute low. Now this is where I got really dicey. But again, how to partial out? Don't partial, for me, I don't want to partial out when there's absolutely zero sign except me wanting to lock in profit. Now when this one was swooping down in here, I really didn't like that, and I did my absolute best when the 200 was swooping down to not partial, and then finally as it was broken, I couldn't hold it anymore, and I started partialing out like a madman because I got to move. And why I partialed right there is because on the 60 here. I used the larger time frame. That's why it's up. I wanted to get to this 50 MA. That was my goal. Okay. And right there, you see I got to my goal. So then I was happy. Nothing else mattered at this point about I don't want to be greedy and I needed to go. So then I just started partialing out like crazy. Okay. I had a lot of shares. So I partialed out. But that's how you catch a falling knife. That's how you wait for a setup. That's how you execute the setup, where you put your stop, and how to partial out. And if all of these things, you know, maybe one of these will happen, 3 of these will happen, but in this trade, all of them happened. And because of all the studying and sharing and learning and watching videos that I've done, I was able to capitalize on this type of move. And that's why I'm sharing this, for you guys to understand this type of move and how powerful it can be. And I had to leave, so no bummer here, but look at what this type of knife catching reversal leads to. You want to see a gigantic move? You want to know how you get through VWAP, through other resistance points? You wait for all those things to happen. You know that stocks move in waves. Look, just wave up or a little flag up, right? That's how you get a gigantic move. I hope that was clear, and please ask any questions about any of the indicators that were a little confusing for you, and I hope you enjoyed this. Have a great rest of your day.